right, I'd like to welcome Airbus LPGA champion Jessica Korda into the media center. Jessica, congratulations. How does it feel to be a two-time winner this year and champion of the Airbus LPGA Classic?
Thank you. I mean, it feels amazing. I've not been playing well since I basically won in Bahamas, and still trying to work on the same swing thoughts that Grant and I have been working on, and so for it to finally pay off here is really nice.
And you said you feel like you hadn't been playing well. What was the difference in this tournament?
I've been working really hard on my short game. I've actually been working with Paul Azinger a lot at home because he's also from Bradenton, Florida, and with his input and Grant's input, it just takes a while for it to click and put my old driver back into play, and I just felt really comfortable. I love coming back here. This feels very comfortable. I feel very much at home here, and so, I wouldn't say I was expecting to win, but I was definitely expecting to play well.
And 20 under last year came up a little bit short. 20 under this year, you finally did it. Does it feel like are you more proud of it now, knowing that score didn't quite do it last year?
Well, I think that this year the golf course was much softer. As much rain that Alabama's actually had in the last couple of months. It's amazing the way the golf course was set up. It was so nice. Greens were perfect, and it was a little bit softer, so it did play longer. I did not think 20 under was going to win, and after the first 2 days, I saw how low the scores were, and I was like, okay, so maybe 20 under will win. But yeah, it definitely feels very special, and especially hitting the green on 17, I was very happy with that.
And now you had 6 birdies on the back nine, 3 in a row at one point. After those 3, did you start to think, I might win this?
No. I might have birdied 3 holes, but Charley was birdieing, Michelle was birdieing, the group behind us was birdieing, and I actually, the first time I looked at the leaderboard was on 16. I kind of glanced over, and that's when I started to get a little shaky because I was like, oh, wow, these girls are also playing very well. So you got to, keep making birdies. But like I said, all week I was around the hole, and, I was hitting really good putts that just weren't falling in. And my caddy kept just telling me to stay calm and, they will fall in. And I had a great group today. What can I tell you? I had, Michelle and Charley. We had a blast out there.
Did you feel like you fed off of the play of both of them?
Absolutely. Michelle was out there early making birdies, and I was getting a little frustrated because nothing was falling, and I was hitting it close. And then, Charley started making birdies. I was like, okay, let's start doing something here. And after that, you'd hit it close, or even I didn't have to hit it close, but I would make it, and then Michelle would make it, and then Charley would make it, and then we get on the next tee, and then everybody would be down the center of the fairway. And it was very nice to be playing with those 2 girls.
And then finally, what was your mindset coming in today, and especially as you approached the green on 18 and lined up that putt?
Mindset in today was obviously I knew that you had to shoot a low score to be able to contend in the tournament. I knew that already coming into this week, but that last putt, I just wanted to nestle it somewhat close. He was breaking really hard left to right, downhill, and I just wanted to get close so I could just tap it in and move on. If there was a playoff, great. But, the fact that the ball went in the hole is amazing.
Well, let's open it up for some questions here.
How far was the last putt here on 18, and then just what did you see break-wise?
I think it was about 15 feet, and it broke really hard. I was playing it almost completely out, almost like 1.5 yards out for it to come back. I was really on the edge there.
A lot of the scoring this week, people really started making moves on the backside. Were they set up differently, or was it just maybe more aggressiveness on the backside because people were going so low?
I mean, me personally, I had a hard time reading the greens on the front nine. I don't know why or what, why. They're both the same greens, you've been putting on all day, and just for some reason it just clicks on the back nine. Front nine, I'm always around the edges, and I wouldn't say front nine plays any harder or any easier or vice versa. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just when it's go time, it's back nine of a tournament. That's technically when the tournament starts.
Jessica, can you go through the birdies at 14 and 15? That's when you kind of jumped. There was a big log jam. I think 6 were tied for the lead there at one point, although you weren't looking at the lead.
I didn't even look at the leaderboard.
14 and 15, I think, is when you kind of jumped ahead of the bunch, and then everybody was birdieing to keep track, keep up.
14. Yeah, you know, I actually thought I had not enough club there, and I didn't hit it that great. But I made, again, a really good putt downhill right to left, and I wasn't really thinking about making it. I just needed to put a good stroke on it, make sure it gets somewhat close to the hole, because these greens are getting faster in the afternoon, and you know, as they kind of start to firm up a little bit, they just kind of bring a little bit speed up. But I don't really think that I was attempting to try to birdie. I was just trying to hit good putts and hit good shots, and you know, if it was meant to be, it was meant to be.
All right, now you've held some trophies before, but how sweet is this one today?
It's very sweet. I'm finally on U.S. soil. I'm somewhat close to Florida, but you know, I definitely wish that I could have at least shared it with my parents. But I know that they were watching. My brother's playing a tennis tournament right now, and my sister's preparing for a U.S. Open qualifier. So you know, we're all kind of scattered around the place, but I can't wait to go home and share this with them.
And you got to talk to them shortly after leaving the green, didn't you?
I did. I got to talk to my mom and my dad, and you know, they're both very happy and proud. And Dad said, "Finally, you won on U.S. soil."
Well, that's great. Congratulations, Jessica. You joined Corey Webb and Anna Nordqvist as the two-time winners out here on tour this year. We look forward to many more.
Thank you.